Patrick, you've rocked up in Gaberone in Botswana, which is generally thought of as what, the Switzerland of Africa. What's going on? What's taking you to Gabs?
About an hour ago, I was talking to a woman called Sheila Karma, who used to run the diamond mining industry here. And it was one of the best run diamond industries in the world. They were in a partnership with De Beers. They'd managed to get sort of half a stake in Botswana, the local diamond producing company. They were doing their own cutting and polishing of diamonds. And it was all going very well. The problem is that the diamond industry globally is in a mess. So Botswana's income is shrinking as a result of that. Added to that, the owners of De Beers, Anglo-American in South Africa, now want to sell De Beers. So there's a lot of uncertainty about what the future is, who might buy De Beers and who might Botswana be forced to partner with. So against that backdrop of economic uncertainty, you've got these elections coming up on the 30th of October. And I think, certainly without exaggeration, they're probably going to be the most fiercely contested elections ever in Botswana, because the incumbent party, the Botswana Democratic Party, has been in power since 1966, and it now faces a range of very impressive contenders challenging that supremacy. So that's coming up on the 30th of October.
So President Masisi, he better watch out then, hadn't he? Has that well-publicised falling out between him and his former mentor, former President Ian Khama, has that had much of an impact on the political landscape as they get ready for these elections?
It has, in terms of the news headlines. We all like a great scandal and story. And, Khama was found with this cache of arms. And he says, well, as a former soldier, I have every right to have a cache of arms. It's like telling a journalist to surrender his laptop. It's part of who I am. So I'm entitled to that. But Masisi was accusing him of trying to foment an insurrection, mount a coup, etc., etc. So there was a real falling out. But Ian Khama himself maybe has a chance of winning in these elections. He's around, he's campaigning here. Maybe 5 seats out of the 61 seats in contestation. So mathematically, his role is not critical. It's sort of important, but it's not critical. But it's a sort of, it's a headline symbol. And the one thing about Khama is that he wasn't very popular by the time he'd finished his second term. And people say that the opposition would have won in 2019 if he hadn't decided to join them. And when they said, when it was clear that Khama was joining the opposition, they said, well, we'll stick with the devil we know, which is Masisi. So they voted for Masisi. Now Khama has got his own party separate from the other opposition.
All right, but it seems very much, this is the year of elections, isn't it? But it seems very much as though incumbent parties, those parties that have been occupying positions of power since independence, they all need to watch out, because the tide is turning, and the tide is being turned, isn't it, by this vast youth demographic that is affecting the entire continent.
Yeah. It presses all the buttons here in Botswana. You've got, like Nigeria, actually. I wish Donu's internet would hurry up, because it would be great to compare Nigeria, weirdly enough, with Botswana, because like Nigeria, Botswana is a single commodity economy. Essentially, it's all about diamonds. And until pretty recently, the diamonds have been managed really well. But it's the single most important source of state revenue, and the politicians control and manage it. And as we've seen, when the politicians control and managed oil in Nigeria, ended in a bit of a disaster. And that's what we're now seeing happening in Botswana, or at least the risks of that happening in Botswana, and undoing all that good work in the past.
And diversification is quite a lengthy process, isn't it? Which we know that is underway. But yeah, as I say, it takes time.